Welcome back to Tech Garage, presented by RockAuto.com. Well, it's Garage Ed, and in this segment, we're going to talk about active suspension systems. That's all the computer stuff that makes that thing adjust to any kind of road changes. Now, what's the difference? Passive system, that's just all the mechanical system. It doesn't adapt to any changes. Now, active is really cool. Check this out. You got all these different sensors, lateral acceleration sensors, yaw rate, all kinds of things going on, leveling sensors, longitudinal acceleration sensors. And what happens is it's kind of like a skier. You know, their knees bounce when they're going down the hill like that. The car is going to actually do that. It's going to do it electronically, and I can show you how. This is pretty cool. We talked about this on a prior episode called the MR ride, or the magneto-rheological ride. I know that's a big word, but this is pretty cool. It's all electronic suspension. You see it a lot called Magna Ride on GM cars. You can see the actual wire coming into the shock right there because it's electronic. Electronic how? It actually dampens the ride. How does it do it? Electronically. We said it's an active system. So what's going on is I have some MR fluid right here. Check this out. So what's happening is it's real thick. So if it's real thick like this, you can see it's pretty thick. What's happening is it's actually got a big stiff ride because it can't flow through the orifices. Now on the other hand, this is so cool. Check this out. When I dump it out like that, I get away from the magnet. We turn the electricity off. This is a speaker under there which has a magnet on it. So once that goes away, it thins up. And once it gets thin, the viscosity changes. It's allowed to go through the orifices. Then you get that cushiony, soft ride. Now, how does it work? Well, you got all these different height sensings, all kinds of things we just saw on the screen. You can actually have air ride as well with an air pump that's going to do the same thing. But you know what? When you're dealing with this stuff, with the active suspension systems, you could scan it and get a code. So we had to go with the big gun. We went with the Continental Auto Diagnose Pro, and we hooked it up there wirelessly, and it's actually feeding to the laptop. Dave, what'd you find?
Well, we got a code that was a mouthful. I won't read off the whole code, but another red flag is the active damping suspension system. It was in full firm mode, so you don't get the cushy ride anymore. It's all stiff, so that's something you'll notice when you're having an issue. Also, on your control panel, you'll see service ADS, so you get that little code there, and again, 2 red flags to show you. And if you need to make a fix, we have a schematic, fortunately, for this vehicle, and that's going to help us out.
Yeah, key number 1, any strategy-based diagnosis, pull a schematic, and there it is. This one, really not much to it because it's all cans bust, Dave. You can see right there, you actually have all the modules going down the right-hand side. We're dealing with the ADCM module right there. It's highlighted in yellow. 2 communication lines talking back and forth. Make sure it's communicating. Ours seems to be communicating, so then you would check for a TSB. That's a technical service bulletin. Kind of little quirks that dealers have and they put out there where you can see, you can find them online. If you have a TSB, a technical service bulletin, follow that because that's how you want to fix it. Ours doesn't have it, so we have to carry on. What's next?
Yeah, you look at the schematic, make the fixes, and then you run a test. And if the test works, that means you're up and running. If it's still an intermittent problem, there's nothing you can really do to fix it because you can't replicate it.
Right,
so
can't fix it if it's not broke.
And maybe wait till it gets worse and try it again, I guess so. And if you can't fix it, of course, you need to replace your ADCM.
Yeah, just that easy. So you're dealing with active suspension. It's going to be some kind of computer-related problem, but it's a little more difficult than the passive system, but you can handle it. Hey, stick around. We're going to light up your life. Right, Dave?
Really?
Yeah. More Tech Garage coming right after this break. We'll be back with the MTTT.